Well, good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Carmen Bryant. This is Car Chronicles. You guys ready? Let's do it. So some of you guys are saying, why are they coming up in my dreams? Why is this narcissist in my dreams? I've been so far away from this person. I don't have anything to do with them. Why all of a sudden now am I having dreams? Well, I got a couple of answers for that, okay? Number one, as a mental health professional, it lets me know that you still have some residual. In other words, you still have some, like Bishop Jake says, some afterbirth left. You still have some residual stuff going on in your subconsciousness, in your subconscious, even in your dreams. What I want you to start doing is just start writing your dreams down. Sometimes the dreams don't make sense, but write your dreams down and then go and look and dialogue with that dream. What in the world is this dream talking about? Because some of the dreams are just crazy. But that lets me know that you still have some residue in your subconscious mind. Unfortunately, sometimes that is still some grief that you have not let go of. That's still some hopes that you haven't let go of. And in your conscious mind, you're thinking, oh, I don't want to get with this person. I get it. You don't want to get with them. I don't have nothing to do with them. It's over with. I could care less. But you have to remember, when you're dealing with the art of psychology, stuff slips out in your dreams. That's why nightmares. Things come out in nightmares. There's stuff that your mind has suppressed because your brain is powerful. Your mind is powerful. Your mind is not something that you can touch. The brain is something that you can touch. But, the brain and the mind is very powerful. They work together. And the thing about it is that it is created to protect. The brain is created to protect you. When you've been traumatized, when you have been through things, there are a lot of things that are locked up in your subconscious mind that you don't even realize is there, that manifests in your behavior, in your attitude, in your thought process. And then when you think it's all over with, when you think that you have finally gotten beyond it begins to leak out in your dreams. So you're thinking like, oh my gosh, I thought I've gotten beyond this. I didn't know that it's still some residue there. So that's why I am such an advocate for mental health services. Go check out betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. It will give you a 10% discount. They don't take insurances, but they have low plans. No, you will not connect with me because of the fact that I am not a therapist on BetterHelp, but you will get a 10% discount. You can ask about narcissist abuse. And if not, go look at Psychology Today and check out the insurance plans that people have, because you can do it telemental health. But I am an advocate for mental health, because obviously if it's leaking out in your dreams, that means there is still some suppressed memories. There is still some stuff in your subconscious mind that has not been dealt with. And it's okay. It's a process that you're going through in order to heal. So if it's leaking out in your dreams, go get a therapist and begin to work on some things. I didn't know that was still there. I didn't know. And some of you will find out. And I'm going to go to part 2. So this is Dr. Carmen Bryant, Car Chronicles. So let's continue our conversations in reference to the narcissist showing up in your dreams. So we've already talked about some things that are still in your subconscious that you did not know was still there. Even after you've gotten beyond it, there are things that are now popping up in your dreams. So things are showing up in your dreams. It's best to go get therapy, because there's still some residue, some residual, and you want to get that taken care of. That doesn't mean that you're crazy. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Oh my God, why is this showing up again? No, it just means that you're going through your process. Don't stop the process. And that's good. I had it happen. And so I was like, oh my gosh, there's still some stuff there. So you have to deal with like that hope, that deep down hope. And most people don't want to say, I ain't got no hope for that. No, sometimes there's some hope that is still some residue of the hope. There's still some grief. There's still some unresolved issues that you may not have dealt with, some anger you may not have dealt with. So get therapy. Now, the other thing that I would like to say, that's why it's so important to stay no contact. Now, of course, those of you that have children by this narcissist and those that have to communicate, you still have to be very careful, and you have to gray rock, because they hoover. And one thing that a narcissist knows is, and this might be a little long video, might be another part after this, is they adapt. Just like, in time, how people have adapted to their environment. The darker skin, the more melanin in the skin, to protect, because the different regions of the earth that people went to. So the darker the melanin, to protect the skin, the lighter, the more colder regions people went into, the hooded eyes to protect from the glare, either of the sun or the snow or whatever. The bigger nostrils in order to get more oxygen. I don't know about these long beaks, though. I got to figure out about these long beaks. That's a European thing. But, so People have adapted to their environment. Well, a narcissist has adapted too. The narcissist adapt. And remember, just like Dr. Phil said, there's a lot of things that are explained by psychology and science, but then there's sometimes you have to stop and say that is just pure evil and can't be explained by science. Now, when you're dealing with a narcissist, you got to remember they adapt to their environment. They adapt to their prey. And now that the information is out there and we're putting this information out there, it's harder for them to hide. They've been hidden in plain sight for so many years. Now it's harder for them to hide. So they have to adapt. And sometimes you're amongst narcissists and you don't even realize the people that are closest to you are narcissists until years later. The signs have always been there, but we kind of ignore them by saying, that's just how their personality. They've been hurt. They're going through their process. I don't want to judge. They're harmless, but the signs have always been there. And it's heartbreaking to discover, that the person that you're closest to, you start to figure like, wait a minute, a lot of things that they're doing is the things that we talk about or things that we read about. You got to be careful because you don't want to pull out and like, oh my God, and start pointing your finger and telling them they're a narcissist. Now go to part 3 because now I'm going to talk about the other part of that. All right, this is Dr. Carmen Bryant, Car Chronicles. We're going to part 3. Why is the narcissist showing up in my dreams? So we've already talked about the fact that narcissists adapt to their environment, just like people have adapted to their environment, their skin, their nose, their hair, their eyes, to the different environments that they're in, cold, hot weather. Well, narcissists adapt too. Most of you guys are like, I just don't believe that. Narcissists adapt too. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute because you're having reoccurring dreams about this narcissist. Now, some of you guys have some subconscious stuff that has not been dealt with, and that's okay, because it's a process that you're going through. Now, some of you guys are having a co-parent or counter-parent with this narcissist, and it's very important that you gray rock. For some of you, you can't go no contact because of the fact that you have children. But that's why I always emphasize, make sure that you go no contact if you don't have any kids involved. No contact means no contact. Social media, all that. Because they know how to hoover. And sometimes they do not hoover the same way they have hoovered in the past. Now, they have been brutal. They have been harsh. They've said a lot of things to you. So they have adapted where they know I can't get to you if I handle you the same way that I've been handling you all these years. It's not working because you are not reacting to that. So now I have to switch up the game. So they play what you would consider a game of battleship. So sometimes you're being hoovered and you don't even realize you're being hoovered. See, when you're having these conversations with your kids, a lot of you think, we're well beyond that. We have a great relationship, or, we have great communication. He doesn't bother me. I'm not hurt about it anymore. I get on the telephone, I ask him for things or ask her for things and she does it. No problem. We even have great conversations. We laugh like we used to, but I already know what I'm dealing with. No, you're being hoovered. You're being hoovered and you don't realize you're being hoovered. You're just being hoovered a different way. Remember, they've adapted. So you're being hoovered a different way. And I'm going to show you how the hoover is working. Some of them know it's too dangerous to hoover you directly because they can't handle the narcissist injury that you would give them. Some of you guys already know, you hoover me if you want to. I got something for you, Taylor, But you're being hoovered, and where it's showing up at is it's showing up in your dreams. And what happens is, it's showing up in your dreams where you're thinking about them. It's showing up in your dreams where you're dreaming about them. Eventually, if you don't address it or you don't recognize it, what'll happen is you'll start thinking about it. Now, keep in mind, we do not think in words. We think in imagery. So when we think in imagery. And that narcissist knows if I can draw something by use of words, by talking to you or having just that little edge to have a little conversation with you, I can draw a picture in your mind. And what it is that thought fuel. And what happens is you'll turn it over and it'll start manifesting in your dreams. Eventually, you may pick up the phone and talk to me.